Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona reference 116518. You can see this 18-karat yellow gold Neo Paul Newman on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to go to our full listing for this watch with accessories included, high-res images, and of course complete pricing information. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this watch wears quite compact. Although 40 millimeters, it wears even more wieldy than that because it's nice and slim, only 12.5 millimeters. It does feature a bowl or cup-shaped caseback, so when strapped down, it actually nestles in closer than its nominal thickness would suggest. It also has a sloped case flank and a conical bezel, so this one sits incredibly flat, almost as though the watch were 10 millimeters thick, and slides easily under any kind of tight sleeve or dress cuff, which will be an excellent aesthetic match for the black leather strap, the yellow gold case, and the gold on black dial. Now it's important to note that as a V-Series watch, this watch constructed in 2009 features the older style of Rolex stamped yellow gold clasp. The milled clasp succeeded this one. This one is in excellent condition, very crisp, and beautifully made. It's paired to a very substantial leather strap, rectangular scale alligator, black with monotone stitch. It actually swells as it approaches the lug, and you can see from this angle to good advantage just how it transitioned visually from the mass of the strap to the mass of the lugs swelling and developing into the flow of the case. Now from lug to lug, the watch does measure 47.5 millimeters, so it won't overlap even the edges of a fairly petite wrist. Even if your wrist is as small as 14 centimeters in circumference, you're going to find that this watch wears quite well. It's also nicely weighted, with a solid gold caseback, a solid gold clasp, and a fairly massive cushion-style case. The watch has impressive heft without being truly oversized, so you get that feel of precious metal on the wrist, even though, unlike many Daytonas, this one does not feature a bracelet, but a strap. Now the strap makes it a little bit sportier, a little bit of a 60s throwback, and that's part of the styling concept here. Unofficially, and I mean very unofficially, this watch is a little bit of a Paul Newman tribute. Now Rolex hinted in the extended designation of this watch, which is actually 116518 PNBKS, that it was something of a tribute to Paul Newman. This watch built 1 year after he passed away at the age of 83, and the design of the dial does in some ways evoke the 1960s and 70s Singer exotic dials, retroactively known as the Paul Newmans, inasmuch as the man himself wore a manual wind Daytona with one of those dials. You can see some tributes to that in the combination of the black, the red, and in this case the gold as the third element. Fully loomed, it is a sports watch, so you can see this one in low or no light. What I should add is that the dial itself has a retro-styled matte base to it. It's not like a modern gloss Rolex dial. It's a matte black like the Rolex Cosmograph dials of the 60s and 70s, and that extends to the subdials themselves, which feature a matte golden finish and a little bit of a flange crimp to them to add depth and texture. Now the watch does feature a sporting third tone of red, just like many of those 60s references, and you can see that evocative red on black print above the constant second subregister at 60. Beautifully composed. It also features a gold bezel with the occasionally seen triangular index, often used to denote special rose gold, white gold, or yellow gold watches on straps in the Rolex Cosmograph line. Now it does feature the in-house Daytona caliber 4130, so this one featuring 44 jewels and 201 parts. It's the movement that succeeded the Zenith El Primero. Now with the screw-down crown, screw-down pushers, there's 100-meter water resistance to protect it, but once you get inside, you see that in many ways it does represent a functional upgrade from the old Zenith. 72 hours of power reserve versus 52 hours in the old system. Features not just a column wheel function selector for crisp selection, but a vertical clutch for smooth engagement. And if you prefer center seconds versus constant seconds subdials, with a vertical clutch, you can just run it full time with no hazard to the movement. Another upgrade over the older lateral clutch El Primero. Now aside from that, you have bidirectional perpetual winding, so very smooth. You can barely discern the sound or the motion of the rotor on the wrist. It also features a free sprung balance with a full balance bridge, unlike the single-sided balance cock of the old Zenith movement. This one's anchored on both sides for better resistance to shock-induced timing of deviation. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, and again, unlike the Zenith, if you pull the crown to extremity, it does stop the balance, it hacks the seconds hand, it permits precise synchronization to a known accurate reference time. This is a versatile reference, wears well with casual or formal attire, has a wonderful throwback quality to it, a little bit of an historical homage, and yet very modern with Rolex's latest case and caliber inside. You can see this Paul Newman tribute, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona reference 116518 PNBKS on our website, watchyoumwant.com.